button open.
Did you start?
Yeah.
Can I say pass if I don't like the question?
Yeah.
Sure, you can say whatever you want.
Okay, let's see. Let's start out with this one, Jenny. What has Roy contributed to the church, to this church?
Boy, a tremendous amount. Well, he's contributed time, energy, and his care for children, I think. You know, he really loves them and he puts a lot of time and effort into them. Roy, hi. You look good. Especially with Vacation Church School and Bible School. He puts so much effort into that. I think that's really a highlight.
How would you describe Roy to someone who doesn't know him?
He wears a brown tie with the Mickey Mouse on it. He's friendly. He's very amicable. I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, he goes from here to there. He's all over the place, and he counts the kids. No, he's wonderful. Great sense of humor, and I don't know. He's just ever present, I'd say.
Okay, if you could tell one moment that most exemplifies who Roy is to you, what moment would that be?
I think it would be at Christmas when the kids come up to the sanctuary and they sing Away in the Manger, and they have the manger, and each little kid gets to put in an animal or a cow or a goat or another cow or another Mary or whatever.
Okay, let's see.
You're not nervous, are you, Jenny?
Okay, here's my favorite question. Not my favorite. Okay, what is your advice to Roy on how he should spend his time after he retires?
Oh my. Have fun. But then again, he does that, I think, when he's with the kids. I would like to still see him around, you know. I don't want him just to disappear, you know. I think that'd be too awful. So I'd really like to see him continue with, you know, being there and being there for the kids, whether it's just stopping by to say hi, you know, remember me, you know, and all that. But, and to have fun, do what he wants to do, go fishing or whatever, go to Disneyland. Yeah.
I want to go to Disneyland.
We're going to Disneyland. Like the commercial says. Okay, is that the last one?
Yeah.
Sure. Cool.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jenny. You're hot.
I was really.
No, it is.
Okay. Leslie, first of all, can you tell us what grade you're in?
First.
You're in first grade. What grade are you going to be in next year?
Second.
Wow, what school do you go to?
Stockholm.
Oh, do you like it?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to do at school?
Read.
Read. Okay. What's your favorite book?
I don't know.
Do you like a lot of different books? That's good.
Cool.
Well, first of all, who is Roy?
Do you
Can
know
you tell me who Roy is?
I don't know.
Do you know who we're talking about when we talk about Roy? Do you know what he does at church?
The minister?
Oh, that's John.
It's different. He comes into, you know the man who comes into our class every week? He comes walking in the middle of class and looks around.
And he counts us. And on Christmas Eve, you know what he does? He's the one who hands out all of Mary and Joseph to put in the creche. Do you know that on Christmas Eve?
Have you ever done that?
I mean, put the things in the library? I think.
You know, in Christmas Eve in church, when everyone goes to church, and you go up and there's a man there and you put like little dolls of baby Jesus and Mary and Joseph in the manger. Do you know that? Have you done that on Christmas Eve? You know the man who does that?
Roy?
That's
That's
Roy.
right.
Yeah, you're do
So do you remember anything you ever did in that, put in there? What did you put in there last year? Do you remember? That was a long time ago. No.
Do you remember what you sang with them?
No.
That's okay.
That's good. You sing Away in the Manger. Yeah.
Do you know that song?
No.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Good. Well, thank you, Leslie. Thank
That
you
was
for
all we
helping us
wanted to do.
out.
Thank
That was great. Here, I'll take it back to Sunday school. Thanks a lot.
I don't know. Hi, Dirk.
Hi, Dave.
So, tell me something cool that your dad does.
something cool that my dad does. He does so many cool things. He's just a cool kind of guy. I think right now one of my favorite things that Roy does is how he takes the train every morning and gets off the train and gets greeted by his 2 grandsons who are waving and clapping and cheering, and that's a big highlight of. And then Roy just talks to them the whole way to church and teases them, and then he can't stop talking about them all day. I think that's one of my favorite things. Right
That's
now.
cool.
Yeah.
We're just making a videotape,
Making a
and
video.
it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah,
Actually.
probably.
Because
Yeah.
it was really funny. We got our first kid in here. And she couldn't figure out who the hell Roy was. So it's going to be a long. It's only going to be an hour. How hard can that be?
So I guess we're gonna edit it probably.
Yeah. We're going to
Who
edit
is
it.
Roy?
Oh, we don't have any idea. Let's see.
He's a goofy guy in the Mickey Mouse tie.
That's exactly
the
what
goofy
somebody else
guy
said.
in the Mickey Mouse tie.
Let's see. Okay, we'll ask you the questions we asked for that we have written for Hillary and Katie here. Who's Roy Damonte?
He's Dustin's dad. Grampy. I'm Dustin's dad. I knew that.
What does he do at church?
He walks around with a Mickey Mouse tie and says hi to all the kids, and he's really nice to all the kids.
Tell me a story about Roy.
One day, Roy,
What's the goofiest thing Roy's ever done that you can remember? Any goofy, he's done so many. Pick a goofy thing that Roy's done. You thought of one.
no.
You must have thought of one.
He does a lot of goofy things. He's always collecting things. I always thought it was pretty goofy how he would get up at 4 in the morning at Patrick's Point and walk down to the beach and collect shells and pine cones and driftwood and agates and then keep them in milk cartons at our house. I thought that was goofy.
What were those for?
Those were just to clutter up the house. They were keeping milk cartons for my Uncle Ivan to sort, and if you put that on there.
Let's see. These are really. What should Roy do when he doesn't have to go to work anymore?
Well, I think he should get out in his garden, fix his garden up, and I think he should probably do something about all those agates and pine cones in milk cartons. And I think he should relax and have fun. And I think he should go to other churches and help them with their Christian education program. And
That's okay. You don't have no stress.
that's okay.
We seem to be making everybody nervous with this.
I'm not
It's gonna be-
nervous.
Oh, that's good. You have anything you want to say? Just at the end.
Hi, Kristen.
Hi, Dirk.
My dad is a great guy.
Thank you, Dirk.
Thanks, Dirk.
Are we on?
We're on.
Hi, we're back. A couple other of my favorite things that Roy does. I like at Vacation Church School when all his puppets come out, and you know he collects all these puppets, and everybody says, "Why does he collect all these puppets?" Because he never uses them, but he does. And at Vacation Church School, it's when he actually brings them all out, and he makes Olivia the ostrich talk to all the kids, and I don't remember anybody else's name, but he has all the other puppets, and I think that's really kind of cool. And also, my favorite thing that he does is when he tells the crush story at Christmas Eve. Well, that's my favorite thing he does here, at church.
What's your favorite thing he does outside of church?
Buys me things.
Oh, really? Neat. What are you singing?
Well, we're singing When Johnny Comes Marching Home and This Land Is Your Land
Oh,
Cool.
and Yankee Doodle.
Oh, those are great songs.
And me and my friend Shannon and another girl from a different class, Kimberly, we're all singing a solo together.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Oh,
That's
good.
wonderful.
And This Land Is Your Land or a different?
Yeah, This Land Is Your Land.
Oh, good. I like that song.
I rumbled and rambled and,
Oh, that's a good one.
Wow. really neat.
That is neat. That's gonna be fun. Is it during school time or at night?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
But the parents are going to go, so.
Oh, good.
But also, we're having an assembly, and we sing with the whole, like, so the kids from the upper graders, they come and listen to us sing before
good.
before the parents hear us.
Oh, good. Oh, that's great. That'll be fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you want to say hi to Roy? Just say right in the camera. It's okay if you don't.
Dave's a little weird sometimes.
I'm probably
You just have to take humor in him. Okay, well, let's see. First of all, who is Roy? Can you describe who Roy is or what he does at church? What do you know about him?
Well, I like to sing songs, and when it's somewhere he sings songs and stuff, and I like doing that with him as well.
Mm-hmm. So you go to Vacation Bible School?
And also I stay with him a lot when like my mom or my dad have to leave somewhere. He sometimes watches me and my brother.
Good. What do you do with him then?
Well, sometimes my brother likes to play Ninja Turtles with him.
With Roy?
Yeah.
That's cool.
How do they play Ninja Turtles?
Well, they like call him next to. Well, he doesn't watch us for a long time. You know, he just like last year it was like he would come and like I used to come in here. So I think I only came in here once and I saw him. And we know each other a lot because my parents know him because they teach the kindergartners.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's good.
So what, do you know what Roy does when Roy comes into our Sunday school class? All the time? Do you know what he's doing?
He counts the kids. How many kids there are.
What else does he do? What does he do at Vacation Bible School? I don't remember. He sings songs with them there.
And
Do you know what
he
else?
plays puppets. There's the puppets.
Is that neat?
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
I think last year he used to pass around the puppets. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so. I think he let different kids use it. Hi. Hi.
Do you know Carolyn Dirk?
Do you know them?
Sure, we go way back.
This is Katie.
Hi, Katie.
We were just talking about, do you remember what Roy does on Christmas Eve?
He goes. He's up there and he lets us put in figures into the stable.
The little manger thing. That's neat. What, have you ever put in something cool? What did you put in? Do you remember?
I think normally I would put in an animal, but I don't remember what animal.
That's okay.
Good.
Yeah, thank you, Katie.
Thanks a lot, Katie.
That
you
was
were
very
great.
cool. You were wonderful.
Good job.
Thank you
We
very
can go
much.
back to Sunday school now, and then I'll come in later and get Brandon and some of the other people. Thank you, Katie. She's pretty cute.
Hi, Kira.
Dave.
Hi, Dave.
You want to say hi to Roy, too?
Hi, Roy.
Okay, let's start out with a light question. What is the funniest thing that Roy has ever done
No pressure.
Funniest thing Roy's ever
that you can
done.
remember at this moment?
Well, Roy does a lot of funny stuff. Just being alive is funny. I can't think of anything in particular.
Okay, that's good.
I'll come back to it if I
Okay,
think of
we'll
something.
come back to that. Let's see.
What does Roy do at the church that you think is cool?
Roy loves kids. That's the best thing he does at the church. Takes care of them and he makes them feel important. That's the best thing Roy does.
How do you think Roy has contributed to our church and to Christian education in general?
Well, I think Roy's built this program to what it is. I think that he's made kids like Sunday school, and he's made teachers like teaching, and he's just made it a priority. And sometimes other people don't take as much time with kids, and Roy always does, and I think that's the most important thing of what he's contributed.
That's cool.
If you could pick one moment that exemplifies Roy, or kind of embodies a lot of what Roy is, what moment would that be?
Boy in the box. Yeah, that's Roy at his best. And, well, I guess you gotta say the football player running into church too. But the boy in the box ties in how Roy feels about teaching and how Roy feels about kids.
How has Roy influenced your life?
Wow. Well, being that he's my father-in-law, he's, I think he's shown me that how important it is in the work situation, how important Christian education is, and how much people need to fight to have a good program, because that's what the church is all about. You know, you can't expect the church to grow and prosper without families with young children. And that's one of the things that Roy has taught me, that really kids are the future of everything that we've got. And that's not only here at church, that's it with my kids at home too.
What did you think of Roy when you first met him?
I thought that his voice was high. That was the first thing I thought, God, this guy's got a high voice. And I thought that he looked like a really nice man.
When was the first time you met him down here?
I came to a concert when I was in college, and Dirk called home to his parents and says, "Oh, Mom and Dad, you've got to meet these twins. They're in the Adelphian choir, and they're going to be over in Oakland singing. You've got to go see them. They're really good friends of mine." And this was before Dirk and I were even dating. So Roy and Mary and Devin came over to a church in Oakland, and I didn't even know who they were. And they came up and introduced themselves, and I told them that Dirk had reached nirvana because he drank guava juice. So that's how I first met Roy.
How did they react?
I think they thought that Kathy and I were wonderfully odd.
Kind of like their whole family.
Kind of like I am.
Let's see. Well, let's find out what your advice to Roy is on how he should spend his time after he retires.
Roy, be nice to Mary. Clean up all your little piles. Put the shed in the backyard. And pick up your hobbies again, like your rock collecting and stamps maybe. And just have a darn good time.
Should he take care of your kids all the time?
And take care of my kids. Sure. Cheaper than a babysitter.
Thanks, Kara. You're hot.
You're the best. That's my question.
So, how do you like fourth grade Sunday school?
It's pretty good.
Yeah? It's alright?
Fun.
Do you like it when we do it, or does it just drive you up a wall? When we do it?
It's sort of fun doing big projects like the cross and so forth.
Oh, that's good.
Stuff like
I
that.
like
Sometimes you do
That's
drive me
fun.
up the wall.
Especially when you don't shave.
Yeah, especially when I don't shave. I was gonna shave. I didn't know I was gonna. If I knew that I was gonna see you, I would have shaved. Because I know. I always forget.
Anyway, well, maybe we should start out by asking you, how long have you known Roy? Do you remember?
Probably ever since he's helped me through lots of times. So I probably known him until I knew how to talk to people.
Wow.
And as far as I knew this church.
Cool.
Pretty long.
What kind of stuff does Roy do around the church?
He helps through education or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. What
Goes to
time?
each classroom, helps us out,
That's cool.
talks to teachers, sees how everything's going.
What kind of specific stuff does he do? Like, do you remember certain things that he does? Maybe on holidays or other times? Things he does around the church?
Not really, but during the summer when we don't have Sunday school, he takes most of the kids out from this service. Takes them to one classroom, room 19, I think. And then he shows them a video, and then we talk about lots of things like that. So mainly he just kind of helps the kids around and like that.
You like Roy?
Yeah, he's pretty neat.
What do you
I think
like about him?
Sometimes he's funny, he's friendly.
He's pretty funny. Let's see. Do you when you've been here a long time? Do you remember the thing he does on Christmas Eve? When he does the
takes this musical thing and starts playing Away in the Manger and lets kids put up these little figures in the manger.
Did you do that when you were littler?
No, I didn't like to do those things.
Oh.
I just sat and watched. Now that I'm part of the choir, I have to watch the kids do that. And then Dirk, we always duck down under the pews because we think he's taking our picture. He's actually taking a picture of Dustin or his children.
That's pretty cool.
It's fun.
And you said Roy, you've known Roy for most of the time he's been at church. What kinds of things do you remember that you've done with Roy?
Well, he took me out of class a few times for an interview in front of all the parents and everything, and of the church, or most of them at the 9:30 service. And at 11 o'clock, he missed it by accident, but it's all right. I got one service in, and he asked me how long I've been at this church, and pretty much those kinds of questions.
Neat. Was that cool?
Yeah, it's fun. I was kind of embarrassed being one of the smallest kids there. Fun, because there was this 8th grader up there. I think his name was Anthony or something.
Uh-huh. That's neat that you did that, though. That's really cool.
Well, Roy knows you're a good interviewee.
Interviewist. Yeah, this is the big secret part. This is pretty exciting. Let's see. What else?
What's your advice to Roy on what he should do after he retires with his free time?
Well, come back and visit us sometimes. Watch TV, sleep in late, stay in the pool and sauna all the time. Those kinds of things.
All right.
That's good advice. I like that advice.
I want to do that.
Is that it?
I don't know. Got anything else you want to say, Nat, or?
Do you have a story you remember about Roy?
Not really. Just gotta wish him good luck for retiring.
That's neat. Cool.
Good.
Thanks, Nat.
Sure.
Appreciate it,
Hey,
man.
that was great. That was our
Good. Be ready when we want to start. Okay, that'll be okay. Let's just wait for Kristen to get back. We'll drop my pick.
Hey, Brandon. Maybe we should take 2 people at a time from now on.
Okay. So.
No, can I pick something right now?
No, it's okay. We're just gonna.
You'll do a
we're
grade
just
by
gonna-
yourself.
Yeah.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Brandon, what grade are you in?
First.
What school do you go to?
Oak.
Do you
Oh.
like it? Good.
Do you know who Roy? Who's Roy? Who's Roy Damonte?
Is he the church guy?
Yeah. He's one of the church guys. He comes into our class. When he comes, the guy who comes into our class all the time. What's he doing when he comes in? Do you know?
He talks.
Sometimes he talks.
Sometimes he does. Yeah.
You know who we're talking about though, Roy?
Yeah.
Do you know what kinds of stuff he does around the church, maybe on holidays? What have you seen him do around the church?
I don't know.
I have the same answer sometimes. It's tough. He's the guy on Christmas Eve. He does this thing where people get to put little figures in the creche. Have you ever done that? On Christmas Eve, he sings "Away in a Manger," and he has a big manger scene with all these different, this big box of shepherds and wise men, and different things. Have you ever done that? Yeah. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat.
What do you like about Sunday school? Do you like Sunday school?
Kind of.
What do you like to do in Sunday school?
Play free basketball.
It's a good game.
It is. That's a good one.
Good. Well, thanks for helping us, Brandon.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, because he had so much stuff for the Sunday school. He filled up the whole room. Can you believe that?
Once, Mommy told me it happened.
That was what?
Once she said that to me
What the?
about Roy's all filled up Sammy's papers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't those 3 lights working?
I don't know.
We were trying to get them to work. That's exactly what we were wondering.
Because it would be better if it was lighter. Well, we'll wait till Dave gets into it. Who is Roy? What does he do around the church?
Well, he walks around and he sees people and he goes into people's classes.
What does he do when he goes in?
Oh, he talks to his teacher sometimes and then he goes out and goes to another classroom and he says hi to the teachers.
What else does he do at church? Do you guys come to Vacation Bible School?
Yeah, we go there.
What does he do at Vacation Bible School?
Well, he teaches people about God and some stuff, some other stuff. Instead of just walking around talking, so he teaches in the classroom a little bit of the time. So he changes jobs.
Do you guys like Roy?
Yeah, we do like Roy.
Why do you like that?
Sometimes when he comes into the classroom, I don't notice that he's there, but he really is. But when I turn around, I see him.
He's pretty funny that way. You think Roy's a funny guy?
Yeah.
Has he done anything funny that you can think of? What goofy, funny thing has Roy done? That's pretty hard, huh? That's pretty hard. Have you ever done the thing on Christmas Eve where he has a big manger scene and he puts little figures in it? Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, that's a pretty neat thing to do. So what do you guys like about Sunday school?
I like it because there's activity. When you come in, there's stuff for you to do and it's fun. It's great and I like it.
Cool, me too.
What do you like about church? Do you like coming to church on Sundays?
Yeah.
What do you like to do at church? What's your favorite thing?
One time we went to Easter and we stayed there all the time. And we thought that, yeah, we did.
The whole day?
The whole service.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
And we didn't even get a picture, but halfway through we said, Dad, can we go home? Another hour more.
Wow.
Good.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You guys did a great
You
job.
did a really good job.
Is there going to be a rainbow choir? That's what my question is.
Yeah, there's
There
rainbow
is. Today
today.
we're gonna have rainbow choir.
We're gonna sing with Sunshine Choir we're gonna sing some songs from Pinocchio on June 16th.
Yeah.
Mommy told me that.
Did she?
Yeah, but it's not June yet.
That's right, it's May, but we have to start practicing already so we can learn it.
It's gonna be neat. It's gonna be really fun.
Pinocchio songs.
What?
Learn Pinocchio songs.
Yeah, do you know some music from Pinocchio?
Oh, I got no strings.
Is that?
Yep.
Yep, that's a good song.
That's a good one from Pinocchio. That's my
We
favorite.
We got sing-alongs and we've got the song of Pinocchio songs on TV.
Wow.
Good.
All right. Well, thank you guys for
You
coming
guys
in.
were great.
So we can do different things. How are you?
Fine.
Are you? Good.
You guys were so fantastic last week.
You were
And
so good.
You were
You were
great.
so good. I'm gonna sit right here. Is this
Really
okay? Okay. I'm just sitting here.
good. Wow. Who is Roy? Can you guys tell us what you know about Roy? Who is he?
You can just say things Roy does.
What does he do at church?
He comes in at random
He's pretty neat. What kind of stuff does he do that you've done with him?
Nothing really. We just see him coming into the classroom, and I like to give him hugs and things. We don't do much with him.
He's a pretty neat guy to give hugs to.
He's funny.
He is funny. Can you think of something funny he said or done, or what's funny about it?
Well, I like the way he does puppets. I like the way he smiles.
Me too. Where have you seen him do puppets?
In summer school.
Oh, in summer church school. That's neat. What else does he do there? Or what's funny about it? Do you have a favorite puppet? Do you remember any of the puppets?
I like the turtle. I like the
What does it look like? Can you describe it?
Oh yeah, I like the mermaid.
Oh, the mermaid. Oh, that's
I didn't know he had a mermaid.
wow.
That's
I'm
neat.
pretty sure he does, but if he doesn't, I like the fish.
Oh, the fish. Boy, that's neat. Gosh, what have you heard? What do your parents think of Roy? Do you know? What does your mom think of Roy?
She likes him. She likes him. She likes the way he smiles. She likes his puppets. She just likes him for who he is. She likes him. I like him because he entertains us and he entertains us all.
Does he teach you? Has Roy taught you stuff? Roy runs the Sunday school. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Roy's in charge. What do you like about Sunday school?
We do nice art crafts that we do and everything. And tasty things.
Neat.
What else do you know about Roy?
I like it if you that's tough.
Yeah, that's a hard question too. We have some hard questions, but you guys are very good. You're very good at being
Good
interviewed.
job.
Have you ever been interviewed before?
No.
No. Well, you're good at it.
Yeah, you are. You're doing very well.
Yeah.
I think that's all.
Yeah. Do you have a story of something you remember about Roy, or something he said to you that you remember? He said.
No. He said that he loves us and he likes us.
Oh, do you love Roy?
Likes it. Yeah, he likes it when we make him laugh, and he likes it when we bring him up to him and hug him.
That's neat.
Good. Okay.
All right.
Should we go back to Sunday
Thanks.
school now? You did a good job, Andrea. I'll watch you. Should I get Emily, or you want to get someone else next?
Why don't you go ahead and get Emily? That's a good
Okay.
person. Thanks. Okay, good.
Have you been videotaped before?
Well, yeah, by my dad.
Oh,
Yeah.
your
Do you
dad
have
has a video.
camera? I bet he likes to take tapes of you, huh? Did you tape the show? The Rainbow
yeah.
Show? Did you watch it?
No, not yet.
Oh.
He had to leave too soon.
Uh,
Because there wasn't enough time on Sunday, and then there wasn't enough time on Monday.
Sorry, I think.
We were packing and stuff.
Oh, packing.
where did you go?
Because he was going back to England after school.
That's right. Well, we're asking questions about Roy. So, and you know Roy is retiring this year,
Yeah.
right? And what is retiring? Can you tell me what that means?
It means that you're not going to work anymore, and it means that you're staying home and doing stuff at home.
What kind of stuff should he do when he retires? What kind of should he do? What do you think would be fun for Roy to do?
Well, watch golf. My grandpa used to do that all the time.
Really?
And, well,
What other kinds of things do you like to do that you think Roy would think were fun?
I like to play with my dog.
Oh yeah? Oh, Roy has
Roy
a
has a
dog.
dog.
Should he play with his dog?
Yeah.
Good. Who is Roy? Do you know what does he do at church? Do you know what he does around here?
I forget.
What have you seen? What have you done with Roy?
Nothing really. But he comes to Sunday school sometimes and visits.
What does he do when he comes to Sunday school?
Well, once he came into Sunday school to talk to my Sunday school teachers, and Melissa, she was there and she came up to him and hugged his leg.
Oh.
Did he like that?
Why do you think she hugged his leg?
She likes him.
Yeah. Do you like him?
Yeah.
Pretty neat guy. What, can you remember anything that Roy's ever done? What does he do? Can you think of anything?
Do you come to Vacation Bible School?
In the summertime?
Oh, yes.
Have you seen him there?
No.
Oh, he does puppets sometimes there.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about Christmas Eve? Do you see him on Christmas Eve in the church service when everyone goes to church?
Well, I don't really go.
No,
Oh.
Christmas Eve.
I stay home with Patty,
Hey, who's Patty?
the babysitter.
Oh, neat.
Good. Well, what do you like about Sunday school? What do you like to do in Sunday school?
I like the activities that our teachers have to do with us, and I like going outside and playing, and I like the stories they give us.
Oh, those are fun.
How do you feel when you come to church? Are you glad to come to church?
Yeah, but like I used to be like, Mommy, I don't like Sunday school, but then the minute I get there, I'm like, ooh, why do I always make all that fuss?
I'm the same way about church.
Okay. That was great, Emily. You did a good job.
Yeah, thank you, Emily. All right, we're gonna make this kind of short because we only have a little time. Well, actually,
Church is
it might be
almost
pretty
out.
long.
So, hey, do you know who, let's see. Is this
You know-
okay that we're taping? Is that all right?
I'm just going to ask you some questions about Roy. Do you know who Roy is?
Yeah,
Who is Roy? Roy Damonte. Who do you think he is? What does he do at church? You know?
Whoa, careful.
What does he do? What have you seen him do at church?
can mean classrooms.
Yeah, what does he do there? Yeah.
What
Well,
is-
do you know that Roy's retiring this year? Do you know what retiring means? What does that mean?
Yes, I do.
What does it mean?
He's
Community?
quitting his job.
Sort of. What do you think? What do you think he should do when after he retires? I'll have some free time. What kind of things should Roy do with his free time?
What would you do if you didn't have to go to school anymore? I don't know. Let's see. Do you come to Vacation Bible School, Kevin?
No.
What do you like about Sunday school? Roy is in charge of all the Sunday schools. Do you know that? That's his job. That's one of the things he does. What do you like about Sunday school?
The project.
You like to do projects? Like what? What do you remember? What projects you like to do?
That's okay.
Okay. Well, good job. We have to get you back to Sunday
Yeah.
school now before
Thank you,
Sunday
Kevin.
school's up. But you did a good job, Kevin. Let's go.
We've got a big, Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Sorry, I'm just being a mess.
David's just being weird.
Dave's Dave.
I have to ignore him.
You don't have to ignore him.
Right. So anyway, so what this is for is we're just taping a bunch of different people, and we're gonna kind of edit it and put it together for Roy's retirement celebration. So we're just kind of asking people different questions about Roy. So maybe we should start out with just like an easy one, like who is Roy and what do you think? What does he do around the church that you know?
Well, Roy is Roy. Roy, I mean, basically everybody sees Roy walking around in the Sunday school classroom, checking, attendance pretty much. But you don't really see much else of him. I mean, I'm sure he does lots of other things. And he's busy around here. You can tell.
How long have you known Roy?
Since I can't remember, Roy knows everybody.
So you've known him quite a while.
Yeah.
Does he ever pester you?
Oh, that's good. He must like you then. So, if you could pick like a moment that most exemplifies like who Roy is, what moment would you describe about him?
I'd say after the Christmas Eve services where he gets up on there and plays the whatever that is. I think that's Roy. That's true Roy. That.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right.
I completely agree.
If Roy were a vegetable, what vegetable would he be and why?
I don't think Roy could ever be a vegetable. Vegetables just sit. Roy is everywhere all the time. He's outgoing. He never stops. So he's not a vegetable at all.
Well, what do you think? What is your advice then to Roy on what he should do after he retires? What should he do with his time?
Go to Jamaica. Hang for a week in Jamaica, Roy. Just kick back, man. Have fun.
All right. Good.
Good entertainment.
That's plenty.
It's supposed to be funny, Will. Just let it go.
Okay.
Just let it go. All right.
Is it on?
Yeah. No pressure. Olive,
No,
Olive,
okay.
don't be nervous.
Oh, I
But
was.
if you're not funny, we're gonna.
Oh,
you know.
yeah, I know. Cut it out. Wait, you can get rid of it. You can get rid of
Okay.
the whole thing.
Well, maybe we should start out with kind of an easy one. Our first one for the first graders is usually who is Roy and what does he do? So we'll ask you what Roy does in your mind that contributes to the church and Christian education.
He knows every child, I think, in the whole church, and that's what's so wonderful about him. He can call almost every child, I think, by name. At least that's what I see. That's what's so special.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get that again.
Let's see. Let's see. If you could tell about a moment or something that Roy does, or a story you remember about Roy that most exemplifies who he is, what would that moment or story be?
It would have to be watching him when we were planning the trip to the Soviet and his excitement about it. And then the sadness when he couldn't join us. His involvement with the kids that were going and with all the things we were going to do. And that's how I see him when I think of him, as doing that sort of work.
How would you describe Roy to someone who doesn't know him?
An elf who's full of the Dickens and will have a name for you that you may not like, but he'll call you that every time he sees you.
It's true. Let's see. If you could give a prayer of thanks for Roy's ministry here at the church, what would it be?
Oh, the blessing that we've had him for as long as we have. And he's enriched the lives of so many of the children and the adults who have worked with him.
Let's see. What's your advice to Roy on what he should do with his free time after he retires?
Play. Do lots of play. Whatever play is for him. I understand he's supposed to do a lot of cleaning out of things, and I don't want him doing that. I want him to play.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else you story or anything?
Just that I don't want to lose touch with him, and I certainly hope that they're going to be around because they're both very special people, both he and Mary.
Thanks, Olive. You're hot. You're hot. What a great. I don't really.
It.
There, okay,
Oh,
so
now
the
it
little red
says
light.
record.
Yeah, it says record. That means it's
So we're
recording.
going.
Okay. Hi, Ross.
Hi.
Say hi, Roy.
Hi, Roy. How are you?
Speak loudly and
Good,
clearly,
I hope.
please.
Okay, all right. I'll
Okay.
sit up here. Speak loudly.
Oh, don't sit up, because now I have to move the
Sit
camera.
up.
No,
Okay.
just sit normal, sit normal, sit normal.
All right, sit normal. We're sitting
Okay.
normal.
So, Ross, tell me, how long have you known Roy Damonte?
How long have I known Roy Damonte?
That's okay.
Wait, what?
Thanks for apologizing, though. Made my whole day.
Sit on my lap for this taping, okay? We'll sit on. We'll sit,
Thanks,
sit on my
Dustin.
lap.
Where's the ball?
I'll be cool here. All right, we'll chill. All right. How long have I known Roy? I've known Roy since about the time I was born.
Dustin, how long have you known Roy?
How long have you known Grampy, Dustin? No. You don't know Grampy?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you known him? Long time or short time? 2 minutes? Maybe?
Remember I was a baby?
That's right.
I
Yeah.
was in the tummy and I
Yep.
popped out
Uh huh.
when I was born.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's about it. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's good, Dustin. So, Ross, Tell me about Roy. If you could pick one moment that most exemplifies who Roy is to you, what moment would that be?
I'd have to say Christmas with all the kids. With all the kids sitting up at the chancel area with Roy, and them putting the 13 wise men, 14 shepherds, various animals, 18 Marys, etc., up in the creche. And somehow, I don't know how, he managed to keep some form of control. That pretty much symbolizes Roy. Control in what would normally be chaos.
Let's see.
Uh-oh. What? Uh-oh, what?
Dylan smushed it.
Dylan smushed what? What did Dylan smush?
That.
The bag?
That's okay.
I think? Oh, that's okay.
That's okay.
There's nothing in there to smush.
Dustin, do you think Roy's funny?
Yeah.
What has he done that's funny?
Tickles me.
He tickles you.
Yeah.
What do you like to do with Roy?
I like to play with him.
What do you play with him?
I play Monster.
Monster. Wow, what else do you do with Roy?
I play Snake.
Snake, huh?
Yeah.
Do you read books with Roy?
Yeah.
What else do you do? Do you sing?
Yeah.
What songs do you sing with Roy?
I say, McDonald's had a nothing.
Had a what?
Nothing.
A nothing?
Yeah.
That's a fun song.
That's a good song.
That's a good song.
Grampy, I get it from the TV and Grampy tries to get me. I lay on the couch and go to sleep. And then Grampy tickles me.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Do you tickle him back?
Yeah.
Good for you.
And my tummy.
Your tummy?
What about the trains?
And Roy and me went on the train.
Went on the train? Was that fun?
Yeah.
What did you do on the train?
I looked out the window to see Mom and Dad.
You saw Mom and Dad out the window? Were they standing outside?
Yeah.
Oh.
They meet me at the train and Dylan! Don't pull my daddy's hair!
Go save
Ross, what do you think Roy should do after he retires? What should he do with his free time?
What should Roy do in his free time? Finish the garden. Grow more zucchini, definitely. Roy's got to grow more zucchini. They can't be without zucchini. That's not fair.
Okay.
Can we stop with that? Okay, here we are.
Okay, Ross.
All right.
What do you think Roy should do after he retires?
Okay, continuing. I also think that he should continue. He should polish all his agates. That he has in numerous milk cartons out in his garage. I'm sure they're still out there. Because they need polishing. Some of my fondest memories are with Roy out on Agate Beach at Patrick's Point and going out and looking for agates all over the place. And always running up to ask him, is this an agate? Is this an agate? And now they were always quartz. Until finally I found an agate. And he said yes. And so I kept it, and I still have it, actually. Oh my gosh, it's cool. Okay, all right.
What do you want to say about Grampy, Dustin?
I found Easter eggs.
You found Easter eggs? Is that
With
correct?
Roy?
Yeah.
Really?
And Butcher was inside.
Oh.
Botchuk was inside?
Inside the house? I found all of them.
You found all of them?
And Dylan didn't have some candy because he's a little baby.
So, did you
Dylan
eat
didn't
candy?
Get any candy?
No.
No? Did you have candy?
I had all of it.
Did you have a lot of candy?
Yep.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Tasted good?
Yeah.
Did you feel sick after it, or was it just good?
It was just good.
That's
but
good.
when I ate all of it, I was sick.
Yeah, brown sugar can do that.
And I had a tummy ache.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
And me and Grampy eggs, and put white eggs in those color water, and then they were magic, and we put stickers on them.
Did they change colors?
Nope.
No, they didn't change. The eggs didn't change colors.
No.
Well, they went from white to a different color, didn't they? Or did they not? Did they just stay white? Did you have them all when they were white?
No.
No? Change colors?
And
Different colors?
I'm gonna tell you something.
What?
What?
When I was little, I was at the doctor's
Uh-huh.
with Dylan and Mommy and
And who else?
With who?
who else?
No one else?
Was Grampy there?
No.
Oh.
No? Oh.
And when I was at the park, I played basketball.
Was that with Grampy? Did you play basketball? No, not with Grampy. With Dad?
Yeah.
Dirk? That must have been fun.
And the other one,
And Katie too?
Wow.
Wow. And Hillary? Wow.
Dustin, do you like Grampy?
yeah.
How do you...
And okay.
What? How do you show Grampy that you like him? Oh, careful, please. You want to look at Ross?
Yeah.
Careful. Can you look through that hole?
It's a little. Hi,
see?
Dustin. How are you?
Ask him a
Can you see
question
me?
about
Ask me a
Roy.
question about
What
Grampy.
do you think about Roy?
What do I think about Roy?
Yeah.
I think Roy's really neat. And he's really friendly, and he takes good care of kids. And is really friendly to them. Especially to you and me. We have a lot of fun with Roy, don't we?
What do you think about Roy?
What do I think about Roy?
Yeah.
I think Roy's really nice. I
And
think
what else?
he's got a really goofy grin, don't you think so?
Thanks, Dustin.
Your turn, Roy.
About Roy.
What do you think about Roy?
Well, Roy is a wonderful guy. I remember
What
seeing
else?
him in Sunday school, and he would always read us stories, and I thought he was just the best person in the world. He could tell a story like no other person I know. And every time I saw him, I always go, "Oh, story time! Yay, Roy's here!" And I mean, he was just so wonderful. He made, even when I was happy or even if I was sad, he would just brighten up my day. He was just really wonderful. Any other questions, Dustin?
What else?
That's a good question. Do you have another question, maybe, Kristen?
Let's see. If you could pick out one moment in all the time that you've known Roy that most
What do you think about Roy?
who he is, what would that moment be?
What do you have?
Oh my gosh.
Do you have another question?
I think we've got a question. I think we're going.
Let's see. Oh God. I guess all the times he's done the announcements in church, where he's done these absolutely insane announcements, but they're always so great. I mean, he like last Sunday he got up in a football uniform, and I mean it's just great. He really cares about education, and he cares about the kids most of all. I'll never forget his announcements in church. They're just so wonderful.
Do you remember the first time you met Roy?
Oh my gosh.
Do you have another question?
I think we have one.
Oh God. First time I met Roy. It was probably in Sunday school. I don't really remember, but it was probably in Sunday school. And I remember always hearing about him in church and wondering who he was, because everybody would always talk about him and say how wonderful he was. And I'd always wonder, well, who's this wonderful guy? Until I saw him. He was just great. He was really neat.
What would be your advice to Roy now that he's retiring, as to what he should do with his time?
Let's see. Well, I would tell him probably to take some time off. Go relax a while, because I know he's been real sick this past year, and just to really take it easy and take care of himself, because we don't want to see Roy go anywhere but here.
All right. Well, thanks.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good
Sarah.
luck, Roy.
Dustin.
Thank you, Dustin. You're very good at this.
Yeah.
Thanks, Larissa.
So what about Roy?
I think he's funny.
What does he do that's funny?
When I send him to TV, he tries to get me, and I lay down on my back, and he tries to tickle me.
Really?
Away.
Can you sing a song that you sing with Roy?
Well, I do actually. Sometimes I don't.
I see. Do
How
you,
does the song go?
Well,
You want to sing a song?
no, not yet.
Okay.
We'll sing it later.
I understand. Okay.
Let's do it.
Here.
Okay. I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, we'll ask you.
Dustin, do you have a question for Larissa?
Justin, do you have a question for me?
Yeah,
What is it?
you have to talk.
Okay.
About what?
Well,
What should she talk about?
hey Justin, guess how long I've known Roy?
But you have a question.
I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, I'll answer my own question. I've known Roy
That's a
for
good
4 years. That's a long time, huh, Dustin?
Do you remember the first time you met Roy?
It might have been the first time I remember him was Christmas my freshman year because I didn't come to this church until I started Starfire. But I mean, I knew who he was and I knew he was Dirk's dad, and I'd like seen him. But the first time I met him was when we did Christmas that year, and there was some little kid who was really upset, and she was crying, and I was sitting on the end. So I picked her up and I calmed her down, and I sent her back. And afterwards, Roy's all, "That was so neat. And what's your name?" And I said Larissa, and then we became really good friends. And like a couple of summers ago, I went to family camp with like a bunch of us went to family camp from Starfire, and we like.
What do you think about Roy?
What do I think about Roy? I think he's really neat, Dustin. I think he's a wonderful guy, and I went to family camp with him. And when I went to family camp with him, guess what? We did kids together, and I think we had the 6th graders. And I remember he had him do all these neat collages. Like we ripped up paper, Dustin, and we made it into Moses. And we made Moses and the 10 Commandments out of ripped up paper. And I thought Roy was so creative, and I really liked the way he dealt with the kids, and I thought it was really neat. And I think Dave looks funny. And I think Dylan wants to be in the picture with me. Hi, Dylan. No? Okay. Yes, you do.
Okay, let's see.
Wishes for Roy? Yes? No? Should I say something
Yeah,
else?
what do you wish for Roy on his retirement?
I agree with Ross about the zucchini. I think Roy should grow some more zucchini because I remember he used to really like his zucchini. And I hope he spends a lot of time with his family. And I hope, especially with Dustin and Dylan and Carol and Dirk and and everybody. And he gets to see all his kids, and I hope he gets to travel and see some interesting places. And I hope he meets a lot more neat kids and touches their lives like he touched my life and like he touched everybody's life here at church. And I want to say good luck, Roy, and I love you. And that's it.
Thank you. That was neat. So Dustin, how is Roy a good grandpa?
Yeah.
Why?
He's nice and he's funny.
Funny, huh? Is he a good singer?
Yeah. Sings down by the he says down by the train.
Oh, wow.
And he throws rocks at me.
Does he really throw rocks at you?
Yeah. And he hits me.
Really hard?
Yeah.
What does he hit you with?
He says, don't do that.
And he swats you, huh?
And he throws rocks at me.
What do you do when he throws rocks at you?
I say, don't throw rocks.
That's the right thing to say, huh?
Oh, you're the Kristen.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
buddy boy.
We're going.
Hi, Roy.
Okay, how long have you known Roy?
6 years
Wow.
since we came to church.
Wow. What do you remember about him from 6 years ago? Anything?
Nothing. No.
Nothing, huh?
Sorry.
That's
What do
okay.
you think about Roy?
What do I think about Roy?
Yeah.
He's rad.
Do you have,
So
do you have another question?
What?
Do you have a question?
Let's see.
Let's see.
You go ahead.
Okay.
Do you have
if
a
could
question?
Okay, I've got a question I'm going to ask her.
Do you have a question?
Okay,
No.
just a second, Dustin. Okay, if you could pick one moment that most exemplifies who Roy
Okay. If you could pick one moment that most exemplifies who Roy is to you, what would that moment be in the times that you've known him?
I don't know.
Want me to ask you a different question? Okay, don't.
I don't remember.
What do you,
I don't know.
I can ask you a different question.
Okay.
What do you think Roy contributes to the church?
A lot. He contributes like the kids, they want to go to Sunday school because they know Roy will be there. I did because I thought Roy was really nice, so I wanted to go and see Roy. And
You have a question?
do I have a question? About what?
Dave?
If you could ask Roy any question, what would it be?
What did he look like when he was younger? I don't know.
Now it's my turn.
Okay, Dustin, you need to wait. You can go do it with her if you want.
Yeah, come sit.
Okay, go sit over there.
You can do that.
Oh my gosh. Dylan.
Okay.
Dylan.
Okay, let's see. What do you have advice for what Roy should do when he's retired? What he should do with his time?
Let me see.
What do you think? What do you like to do that you think Roy would like?
Get
Come on,
some
CJ.
rollerblades.
Get some rollerblades?
Dylan, come sit with me.
Let me see.
Okay, good idea.
Okay.
You have another question.
He's so happy. Whoa! Whoa! It's hard to keep a good man down.
Okay. Roy, you should get some rollerblades.
Don't break it. You have a
They've all gone this way,
question.
so don't worry.
We don't have enough hands.
Let's see. What's your favorite thing that Roy does around the church? Do you have one?
Putting on Vacation Bible School. I think he does a really good job.
What kind of stuff does he do there? It's cool.
He brings the
I'm
puppets
gonna
out
take a.
and
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna take a
Dustin.
picture from you.
Okay. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite puppet? Do you remember the puppets?
the ostrich. I like that one.
The ostrich? What is he? What kind of voice does he do with the ostrich?
I think like a really high squeaky one.
Can you imitate it?
No. I don't remember. Doing it. Yeah, like that.
Okay. Let's see. Do you have another question, Krista?
No.
That's a good
Did you
one.
have something else you wanted to say?
Do you have something you want to say to Roy?
No. No. Well, yeah, but
But it's hard.
I don't really know what to say.
Yeah.
You're rad, Roy.
That's a good one. I like
Remember
that.
me.
Thank you. That's wonderful. That is great. Thank you. Sorry that.
Okay. Eric,
Are we recording?
we're recording.
All right, how about that?
How long have you known Roy, Eric?
I've known Roy since I first came to this church, which was around kindergarten, I think. And all I remember him in the beginning was he was this little man that came into the classroom, stood there for a little while, and then went out again. I finally figured out he was taking attendance, but I always wondered who he was. And then I think my parents finally explained to me who he actually was.
What do you think Roy contributes to the church?
Everything that he can. I mean, he's always here. I mean, when I've been here, he's always here too. He magically makes scissors and glue appear in classrooms. Even teachers appear in classrooms, and that can be a feat within itself. Palm branches on Palm Sunday, I have no idea how he gets all those. And he's always there. He knows all of the kids. That really amazes me. I remember when I was little, I was shorter than he was, and he'd always see me after church, and he would tell me a joke, and he'd ruffle my hair and tease me. It was just really great. He still does that, but he can't ruffle my hair as easy now.
Do you have a story that you remember about Roy that most exemplifies how you understand him, how you know him?
Yes, I do. I think I was in the 4th grade, and it was at a Christmas Eve service. And he was up in the chancel steps doing the creche that he always does every year with all the little boys and girls up there. And this year, a little boy had brought with him Mr. Potato Head. And he thought Mr. Potato Head should really be in the creche, standing over the manger looking down at baby Jesus. And when the laughter died down from the congregation, I mean, they were roaring. Roy calmly explained that I think it was that Mr. Potato Head had missed the baby Jesus' birth, so he wasn't in the scene. And I think I convinced the little boy when everyone left to go back to their parents. I think Mr. Potato Head went too. It's just Roy. He never loses his cool with any of the kids, and he's just always understanding, and he doesn't talk down to them, and he just relates really well.
What's your advice to Roy on what he should do after he retires with his free time?
With his free time?
Yeah.
Don't get bored. Come back. Visit. Let's see. Go fishing. Take care of Mary, especially her knee. I'm going in for surgery of mine for a couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. But just take care of yourself, and we all love you, and hope you have a great time.
Oh, do you have anything else you want to say?
Bye.
I have a speech prepared. Do you have a speech prepared, Michael?
No, actually, I don't.
Okay, I'll ask you some questions. How long have you known Roy?
Oh, since 7th grade, so that's 7 years for me.
Wow. And do you remember the first time that you met Roy, or what's your first memory of Roy?
First thing is, I got into the church because of Roy. Roy contacted both Stephen Smith and who was already part of the church, and also my mom when she was looking around. So it was he who first got me into, at that point, junior high YF and Lightshine. So it's because of him I'm here. And the first memory I have of Roy himself is confirmation class. He taught me in confirmation class. It's really neat because now I'm doing confirmation class with Roy, and that's things are going full circle, and it's really neat. So probably my first, like I say, the first time I heard about Roy is through my mom, and like that's how I got into the church. And first memory is in confirmation class with Roy.
What do you remember about confirmation class? What did you learn there?
I learned we got spaghetti dinners every single. No. I remember in confirmation class, the one memory I really have is at one point we saw a video about praying and things like that, and I remember Roy had some commentary about that, and I've carried that with me for a long time.
If you could pick one moment or one story you remember about Roy over all the years that you've known him that most exemplifies to you who Roy is, what would that moment or story or time be?
Mickey Mouse tie. It has to be the Mickey Mouse tie.
And why is that?
Because it's Roy. I don't know how else to explain it. When I think of Roy, that tie for some reason comes to mind. It's neat. It's someone who, I don't know, can be Mickey Mouse in some ways, can relate to kids and whatever else, but still is a figure, a very supportive figure. So it's a neat combination, and that's why you usually think of Roy. Also, I get to bug him a lot because of it.
What do you think that Roy has contributed to our church or to Christian education in general?
Oh my gosh, a lot. Where do I start? I really wasn't in Sunday school here. I know a lot of his contributions are there. Like I say for myself, I know him through confirmation class mostly, and also just seeing him around all the time. He's always been a part of everything. I mean, it's hard to get on the campus of the church grounds without running into Roy and getting a hug real quickly.
What's your advice to Roy on what he should do with his free time after he retires?
I don't know. He's so skilled in so many things. Oh God, I'm going to mess up. I know. He should go to New Jersey. He should go to New Jersey and go to Princeton, and he should start a youth group over there for college students.
Is there any self-interest in that, Michael?
Oh no, not at all, Kristen. Why would you think that?
I don't know, just a hunch.
Just a hunch. Oh Lord, we could use him there.
Let's see, do you have anything else you want to say?
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Like I say, I wouldn't have been here without Roy. And all of you know how much this church has meant to me. So thanks.
Hey, Dylan. Dylan. Hey, Dylan.
Dylan.
Oh, yuck. Hey, Dylan. Hey, Dylan. Dylan, what do you think of Roy? What?
Wait, you're gonna get all of this in.
Uh-oh. Like Uh-oh. Okay, let's just
I think the interview's over.
Okay.
I think we got what we really needed.
The PG video. Justin.
Okay, so what do you think of Roy?
He's great. He's a lot of fun. I always remember his Mickey Mouse ties every Sunday. I remember when I was a little kid, about first grade, the nativity scene going into church at Christmas. That's my first memory of Roy. Justin.
What did you put in the nativity scene? Do you remember?
A shepherd. There's so many shepherds, but that's okay. I like being a shepherd.
So what does Roy do at the church? What is the most important thing Roy does at the church to you?
Roy helps children. No, Roy helps children.
Tie people up? No, Dustin.
Dustin,
that's gonna hurt.
Okay.
Roy helps children.
Just try to finish your sentence.
Okay. Roy helps children understand about Jesus and teach them through the Sunday school teachers, and he helps people have fun coming to church.
Cool. What advice would you give to Roy for what he should do during his retirement?
Jump over the tree, you can jump over it. Show you?
To have fun and to keep coming to church and saying hi to all the children. That's
Cool.
it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roy.
Thanks, Dylan.
Dylan.
What do you think of Roy?
Do you like Roy? Dylan. 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 We have to put that into his face and then butt, and then he runs.
Oh, you're still
Are you going to?
Yes, we're fine.
Okay.
Crank it up.
Okay, we're ready now. Thanks for waiting. Maybe you could start by telling us how long you've known Roy.
Oh boy, since I was probably in first grade. That's the latest I can remember him.
Really? What's the first thing you remember about Roy?
Well, during the summer when there was no Sunday school and we would go to church with our parents, he would hold this little special class where we would watch movies and read books and stuff.
Whoa. Oh no! Thanks. Whoopie.
Just a minor mistake, don't worry.
We don't have our video camera technique down this morning.
Well, when you're done.
So what did you think about that class in the summer?
Well, it was really fun because, we would watch neat movies and the books were really interesting and I really appealed to them.
Mm-hmm. What kind of, you read books? What kind of books are?
Oh, just short picture books.
Uh-huh. And then you talk about them as a group.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
How would you describe Roy to somebody if they didn't know him?
Well, I think he's really nice and he always has something good to say about someone. He's really fun to play with too. He teases me a lot, which is fun.
Teases me a lot too.
Yeah, I think he teases everybody.
Who cares?
Yeah.
What about, let's see.
How could you,
Yeah,
you have a question? How would you describe what Roy does around the church, what his job is?
Well, he is the director of everything, and I think he does a really good job. He's in on almost everything. In fact, he probably knows we're doing this very second. He knows everything.
He does.
He has his sources, I'll tell you that.
What would be your advice to Roy as to what to do with his time now that he's retiring?
What should he do with his free time?
Well, I wish he would come back, but since he's retiring, just sit down and read the newspaper. I don't know.
I don't know.
Go fishing with his grandson.
All right.
All right, well, thanks.
Good.
You wanna
Good
just hop up?
interview, Colby.
You guys can
Thanks.
switch.
You guys can switch.
Kind of switch.
Sorry, I'm kind of blocking the roadway. Dave, see that?
Yeah, I'm just gonna, okay. No pressure, but if you're not interesting, we're gonna kill
Don't
you.
worry about it. So how long have you known Roy?
Probably since family camp that I went to, like when I was in 3rd grade or 2nd grade or something.
What do you remember about Roy and family camp?
Well, he was really nice, and I'd go on the swings and stuff, and he would be there and stuff.
And how would you describe Roy to someone who doesn't know him?
Well, he's really nice and he's caring.
What, let's see, can you think of just a story or a time, what do you think of when you think of Roy? What, like a story or moment or time?
Well, it was last week when we were doing a big poster for Roy. He came in and he said, "What are you doing?" And we said, "Oh, nothing."
I told you he has his sources.
What's your advice to Roy as to what he should do with his free time after he retires?
Probably play with his grandsons and spend lots of time with people.
What is your impression of what Roy does around the church?
Well, he helps organize the Sunday school classes, and if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't have Sunday school.
Yeah, probably not.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Good interview.
Thank you, guys. You're
Thanks,
great.
you guys.
Pressure.
Okay, we'll ask you easy questions.
What's Roy's last name?
Damonte.
You know him.
Answer. What does Roy do around the church? Let's start out with that.
Sunday school.
Alright.
What do you see Roy doing around the church? What kind of stuff does he do?
We went in Sunday school classes.
Have you seen him do other things like around maybe holiday time or something else?
Not really.
Okay.
How would you describe Roy to somebody who didn't know him, like yourself? It's okay. Don't worry about it. How about
What's your advice to Roy on what he should do with his free time after he retires? What would you do if you retired from school this year?
Sleep.
What? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Let's see. What kind of things do your parents say about Roy? Just to get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Not much.
Have you liked Sunday school? How long have you been at this church?
Long time.
And what do you think about, or what can you remember when you were younger or now? What do you think about coming to church and going to Sunday school? What do you like about it? Or what have been your favorite experiences in Sunday school? What have been your least favorite experiences?
What's the worst thing about Sunday school? That's a good one. We're going to show this to your teachers, of course. No, we're not.
No.
Okay. Is that all right?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite experience at church in general?
The plays. The plays.
The plays?
Is this on?
Uh-huh. What do you mean by that? Like the plays.
Just like being in them.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Roy's grandchildren?
We won't put this on, Andrew, don't worry. We're not putting questions about Dustin and Dylan on there. Dave just wants you to give it.
Must be some kind of idiot.
We're not putting questions, we're putting them on the tape. We interviewed them too. And Dustin helped us interview.
That was kind of awful. Okay, you want to try, Jen?
Good. Sure.
Thanks.
Thanks, Andrew.
Can I just stay here for the rest
Yeah,
of the time?
just stay here. That's cool. This is Katie Lombardi's sister, and I didn't know her.
Oh, really?
I was totally.
Oh.
Or Katie Lombardi is her sister, actually.
Okay.
Jane's.
And you're
Katie's
Jane?
Jane's sister.
Okay.
So how long have you known Roy?
Like, since I started the church, yes.
When was that?
I don't know. It was like when I was born. I don't know.
That makes sense.
That's good.
That makes sense.
What are some of your first memories of Roy? When the first time you knew who he was, or the first few times, or your earliest memory of Roy? We'll say it that way.
I don't know.
What do you think of when you think of Roy? What's the first thing you think of?
Roy, I don't know. I just think of him. Well, I think of him being caring and nice and stuff.
How would you describe him to someone who doesn't know?
Caring and he's nice. And he helps in Sunday schools. And
That's fine.
What's your advice to him as to what he should do with his free time when he retires?
He should do something that he likes. Like, whatever he likes.
What would you do if you were retiring?
I don't know. I'd do something I liked, I guess.
All right.
All right. Good interviews, you
Keep going.
guys.
Thank you very much.
Are there more people over there that?
Yeah, and also, I don't know his name. The kid in 4th grade who was in a wheelchair kind of wanted to be interviewed, I think.
In 4th?
Oh, 5th.
5th?
Yeah. I honestly don't know his name.
No,
No, it's not
Jennie
It's
Hare.
well, we'll do that later. We
can bring it over.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay. Thank you very much, both of you. Thanks for walking back.
Yeah?
How long have you known Roy?
For about 4 years. What are some of the first things you remember about Roy? Or the first things that struck you?
That he always joked around. He did that a lot.
Did he tease you?
Yeah, it was fun.
He always teased me. You heard him. He was
Yeah,
just
I
teasing
know.
me.
I heard him.
What do you think of when you think of Roy?
I don't know. A Sunday school teacher.
Is there any special moment or something that Roy does that you think of when you think of what he does around the church?
Teasing people.
But it's always good natured.
Yeah, it's always good natured.
What would be your advice to Roy as to what he should do with his time after he retires?
After retire.
What do you think would be fun if you were retiring? What would you do?
Take a big trip.
Where to?
I don't know, anywhere.
Let's see. What things in the church does he do that you think of when you think of him?
Things in the church?
Yeah. What do you think of him doing?
He organizes the Sunday school classes.
When you picture him like walking around, what's he doing?
What's he doing? I'm not sure.
It's true. That's the way I feel about what he's doing all the time. Let's see. How would you describe him to somebody who didn't know him?
Happy all the time. I don't know.
That's okay. That was pretty good.
Good. Do you have more questions?
No, actually, I think we need to.
I think that's good. Good
Thank
interview.
you very much.
Thanks. You can hang out if you guys want. Alright. Walk back
Thanks. That was
together.
great. That's great. Hello.
Hi.
Sure. Okay.
Is that focused? Because I couldn't see a thing when I looked in it. Is it just my eyes?
I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I think it's okay.
Okay.
Who knows?
You sure? Okay, anyway.
Let's see here. Okay, I think we're okay.
Okay.
Who cares? Focus, not focus.
Okay, anyway, so how long have you known Roy?
Ever since I came to the church.
What are some of the first things you remember about Roy? Some things he did or...
Well, he's always willing to listen to you.
And what does Roy do around the church that you know about that he does?
Well, he's really caring and seeing with like little kids come up and hug him a lot.
Let's see. What else? What else?
How would you describe Roy to someone who didn't know him?
Well, he's friendly and he's caring. He's just a neat guy.
What would be your advice to him? What should he do with his time now that he's retired?
I don't know. I'd relax.
That sounds good.
Good. Did you have anything else you wanted to say? A story you remember about Roy or anything?
It's just a lot of people are going to miss him when he's gone.
Thank you.
That's weird.
Thank you very much.
Run. There you go. They'll find you.
How long have you known Roy?
For about 6 months.
What's the first thing you remember about him when you met him?
Well, he had on his little Scottish hat, or his little. So he looked like a little what do they call him? The little men.
A leprechaun.
Yeah, a leprechaun. He looked like a little leprechaun, and that's what my mom said he looked like because she worked with him. So that's what I think.
What does he do around the church? What do you know that Roy does around the church?
Well, he walks around a lot, and
That I noticed.
he practices counting a lot, and I don't know. I guess that's about it.
What would be your advice to Roy as to what he should do with his time after he retires?
Well, never teach junior high. And, I don't know.
That's pretty good.
Have fun.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Dun dun dun.
Where were you on the night?
What did you do?
So, Katie, how long have you known Roy?
Forever. I've been. I can't remember when I didn't see him around or anything.
How would you describe him to somebody who didn't know him?
He's cool. He's a great guy. He helps a lot around, and I remember one time when I was like 4 and I was lost around church and I couldn't find my mom, and he helped me find my mommy, and I was so happy. I was all bawling and everything. He's all, "What's wrong, Mom?" "I can't find my mom." He's all,
That's nice. That's pretty cool. What kinds of stuff do you think of when you think of him? Like when he's around the church?
I don't think a lot, so I don't really know. Never really thought about it. Just like he said, I just sort of picture him just sort of wandering around and checking up on us and making sure we're not ditching Sunday school or something.
I'm setting fireside on.
Yeah.
What's your advice to Roy as to what he should do with his free time after he retires?
Take a nice long vacation. That's
Cool.
probably the best advice.
Cool. Thank you. That's great. That's funny.
Good
Yeah,
for
that's
you
great.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. This is Dave. I don't know if you know.
Hi, Aaron.
Okay.
Katie, would you like to ask a question?
No.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Erin, how long have you known Roy?
About 3 months or 2 months.
What was your first impression of him?
He's funny.
What happened when you met him? What was like?
Well, we were in confirmation class,
Mhm.
and he just had
funny sense of humor because he was making fun of Dirk.
What have you learned in confirmation class? Anything?
The founder was John Wesley.
What do you think of when you think of Roy? What do you picture him doing?
Well, anything, because we went to a baseball game and that was pretty fun. And I thought it was great that he went along. And then, I don't know, it's fun.
How would you describe him to somebody who didn't know him?
Sort of short, with, I don't know, a nice person. Just look for someone who's smiling.
What would be your advice to him after he retires? What should he do with his time?
Spend it having a good time.
Sounds good. Tay, I'm not forgetting something.
No? Do you have any stories or things you remember about Roy that stick out in your mind as you think about the times that you've seen him or known him?
Not really, because I haven't known him long enough.
That's cool.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Good interview. Thank you. Evan.
That's all we need. You want to have a seat?
Here we
I'll stay here for the rest of the time, okay? I don't want to go back there.
And what's your name?
My name is David.
Okay.
Me too. What a great name.
Nice name.
What a country.
Do you go by David or Dave?
I'm David.
David. He goes by Dave. Unless
That's what she
I'm really mad at him. And then I go, David, answer out.
That's a lie. That's a terrible lie.
That's what his mother does.
She does. Nobody does that.
I
She's
call you
lying.
David sometimes.
His
name's Mr. Dave. Actually, I call him David when I'm trying to get his attention, like if he's watching
Hello?
TV or something.
How long have you known Roy? Changing the subject.
I was in his confirmation class too, and I've seen him around before, but
What was he doing when you saw him around?
he'd walk into our Sunday school classroom and yell at us about something.
Piano. We had a piano. He yelled us for breaking the piano. And we didn't do it.
Did you break the piano?
No, I was innocently watching that.
Innocent bystander.
What have you learned in confirmation class?
So we learned lots of things about John Wesley.
Anything interesting about John Wesley? Is there anything interesting about him?
We didn't think at all. We went to the baseball game.
That was our lesson during the baseball game. We got told that John Wesley is the founder of Methodist Church. And later on, we also learned that he was a really weird guy and he was very strange.
Roy or John Wesley?
For both.
Did we ask you if you had to describe Roy to someone who didn't know him? Okay, then if you had to describe Roy to somebody who didn't know him.
See, I'd probably look for somebody who's smiling a lot, but he was just walking around busy doing something and trying to explain things to people. Get something done.
What's your advice to Roy as to what he should do with his free time after he
That's what I
retires?
meant.
I think he should just go around and do what he's good at, probably having fun and helping people out doing stuff. So.
Cool.
Charity work.
Well, thank you. Thank you all very much.
In elementary school.
What you want. You can just tell us when
You
you're...
can tell us when you're ready to finish.
Or, if we don't ask you the question you think that would be a smart question, you can ask your own questions. Answer
That's
them.
true.
So how long have you known Roy?
For about 2.5 to 2 years, something like that.
What does Roy do at church? Okay. What do you remember him doing?
What's the first thing you remember
about him? What was he doing when you first remember him?
Well, he always helps out on special events and things. And then,
That's fun. What have you done with Roy? What have you ever done with him that you can think of where he was?
well, I think he might have helped on some of the programs for choir that I've been in or something.
Good.
That's fine, yeah.
What's your advice to Roy on what he should do with his free time after he retires?
Well, I had an idea that maybe he could buy his own pool and swim in it all day long or something.
Alright. That'd be fun.
That sounds good. How would you describe him to somebody who didn't know him?
He has a nice personality.
That's okay. That's fine. That's plenty.
That's
Is
good.
there anything else you want to say, or? Okay. Thank you very much.
Good, Heather, thanks.
You can
Okay,
hang out
who's
with
next?
these guys.
Okay, Ryan.
Ryan lost.
So,
So, Ryan.
How long have you known Ryan?
Well, Dave, let me answer this question this way. I think I met him when I was in, the second grade class.
What do you remember about him? Anything?
Well, I remember him helping lots of people and doing neat things.
How would you describe him to somebody who didn't know?
Well, I would say he's very kind, nice, and hardworking.
what does Roy do at church? How do you describe what he does around here? What do you remember him doing at church?
Well, the most recent thing I remember was he was moving a movie camera down the aisle, and I helped him with that.
Was what would?
What's your advice to Roy as to what he should do after he retires?
Actually, I was thinking about this, and I made up a little poem. Here's how it goes. Retiring is a very hard thing. I'd like to make up a song and really sing, but what I think you'd enjoy the most is to stay in bed and eat French toast. That's my theory on this.
Quality.
That's great, Ryan. Did we ask
Anything
him
else?
to describe Roy?
What about the Lamborghini one?
Oh, that was nothing.
We'll edit it out if it's awful.
It is. Well, you see, the person I was sitting next to today made me think of this, and it was, never mind.
No, go ahead. It's okay. We'll edit it out if it's obscene.
Oh, fine. It was to ride across the country in a red Lamborghini and to pick up a girl in a pink bikini.
That's what Roy should do when he retires?
Well, I don't know.
That's a great one. Okay, thank you.
Good job,
Okay,
Ryan.
thank you for
Ryan.
having me on your show, Dave.
Thanks, Ryan.
All right, Patrick. You're on.
Sup?
How long have you known Roy, Patrick?
About 5. Since I got into preschool.
And what kinds of memories do you have of Roy? What are some of the first things you remember him doing?
Well, he's always going around checking and laughing, making jokes. Yeah, all that kind of things to do.
What do you think of when you think of Roy? What's the first thing you think of? Is there like a moment or a time that?
Well, he's never cruel or bad. And he's always helping.
And how would you describe Roy to someone who didn't know him?
You're a dream person.
That's nice. That's really cool. What would be your advice to him after he retires?
Go to Hawaii and relax. Like surf, try something new.
That's a
Do
great
you
idea.
have anything else you wanted to say about Roy or to him?
All right. Thank you very
Good
much.
job, Patrick.
Great.
Thanks, you
You
guys.
guys were all very good.
You're great. A long time to think about your answer if you want. since
What are
we
the
just sliced
questions?
it all
You
up.
don't care.
You want me to tell you all the questions? Well, we asked like how
But our
long
questions
have
are
you
to get people talking who
Yeah.
don't have any idea who
We
he
can
is.
ask you different
How long have you known Roy?
How long have I known Roy? How long have I known Roy?
How long have you known Roy? She can't help you, Steve.
No. Well, yes, she can.
You knew Roy before you knew me.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
You were, your mother may have known Roy before. I think it was 72, something like that. So that's almost 20 years.
Wow. What's your first memory of Roy?
I think it was in the 11 o'clock service at Burlingame. Putting together service with Don Fado. Actually, I remember I have a more vivid memory, first memory of Mary. I ran into her at the 11 o'clock service. And the 11 o'clock service at Burlingame was, that was fun because that was it was an informal service. I don't think it was Mary's thing, but I met her and she said, how do you do it? It was sort of like, we're both here and isn't that interesting? And we started off. And then Roy got us involved in doing youth work. But I don't really have it, the first time we met, I remember him asking us to teach 3rd grade.
Did you?
No. I thought we'd do better at senior highs. So that's what we did. And we did Dirk's senior high group. And that was fun. A bit of a trauma, but
Can you tell us a little about working with Roy at Burlingame when you did youth work and Dirk was in high school?
Well,
give us some goop on Dirk.
Give us some goop on Dirk. Oh dear, let's see. That was a really great group. They went to England. I remember working on that. We wanted to do something big with the group because Roy thought it was time that the group have something to focus on, a major issue to focus on. So he says, "Well, let's think big," and so we said, "Sure, we'll think big. You're sure we can do this?" Yeah, we thought, Gene and I thought, well, this is great. Roy's gonna do all this work. Well, and he knows what he's doing. Yeah, I think he did. So anyhow, we asked the kids, what do you want to do? You want to go to England? And they said, sure, because the group had gone to that same church 3 or 4 years earlier, had taken a trip to Mexico. And Roy thought, let's do something a little bit grander than Mexico. So the group decided to go to England, and we thought, okay, half a dozen or so kids are going to want to go to England. No, we wound out with 20 kids, something like that wanted to go to England. So they worked all year, put together a trip. It was a good trip. I didn't get to go. Gene got to go. Kristen didn't get to go. Ross got to go because Dean was pregnant.
I didn't get to go.
You didn't get to. Dave didn't get to go. You didn't even know.
That's true. I'm just a.
What have you learned from Roy about Christian education?
Anything I know, just about. Since I didn't grow up in the church, I don't have any concept of Christian education. Before Roy, that's BR before Roy, and AR after Roy. More that it's an experience of the whole and not incidental. I think the thing that the exercise that he does, the exercises that he does that Mary hates, Bob Carey hates, but Roy loves them.
What are they?
Well, you do group kinds of things where you talk to one another, or you get up and you move around the room, or one time I think it was he that had us blow up balloons and had us relate our balloons. Our balloons were supposed to relate to one another, and that was crazy. That was a bit of craziness. The exercise where you think back to your early days in Sunday school or early days anywhere, and what do you remember? And since I didn't grow up in Sunday school, I have trouble with this exercise, but people that grow up in church, say what they remember about their Sunday school teachers, and it certainly isn't what they taught them, it's how they related to the kids and the example they set. And that was what evolved to be a principal philosophy in Christian education as far as I have in working with youth. It's not what you do with the kids so much as how and who you are and how you relate to them. Curriculum's important. Let me say that. But I think who the teachers are is as people and their willingness to relate to the kids. So that's probably what I would.
How would you describe Roy to somebody who didn't know him?
Creative, impish, caring, insightful, very insightful person, and caring. Not mushy caring, but substantive caring. Long time. Really good friend.
If there's a story or a specific moment that most sticks out in your mind over all the years that you've known Roy that most exemplifies or who Roy is to you or how you know him, what would that moment or story be?
Oh. I think I have to think more in terms of a quilt or a patchwork quilt or a mosaic. And I can't think of a single incidences. There's too many. Sleeping in while he takes my kid down to the beach to look for agates. Shopping in some out-of-the-way place on some Capitola where the hippies steal your refrigerators. No, that's the artsy community, excuse me. That was the artsy community in Capitola. The idea to take a group of people to Ashland. Watching him talk to somebody whose son is dying. Leading a group, making you do things that you never really thought you'd do in a group with other people. Like getting your balloons to relate intimately. What else? I think of large group processes and small one-on-ones. Truck ride to Sacramento and back, where we had a long conversation, the two of us.
What would be your advice to Roy as to what to do with his time after he retires?
That is probably the most difficult thing. I guess I don't have any advice, other than Roy will make up his own mind. And that's good. I would have a wish. I wish to be involved with him, continue to be his friend, and go shopping in some out-of-the-way places like Capitola. And no, the hippies steal your stuff in Capitola. That's right, we can't go there anymore. We could go to, where can we go? I don't know. Just do some weird stuff together. That would be fun. So I don't really have any advice. Collect more pine cones and wood chips and maybe even polish some more rocks.
Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
I guess I wish for Roy a long and fruitful retirement. I know he'll continue involvements with people. Have a good time, buy a Lamborghini and pick up chicks in pink bikinis? Actually, no. Maybe what's he do with Mary then?
Maybe Mary's in a
Mary's
pink.
the chick in the pink bikini.
Oh, there's a good idea. There's a good idea. No. I just wish for him the best. It's hard to decide what somebody else should do, you know, I mean,
Yeah. That's fine. We have oodles of stuff now. Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks,
That was
Dad.
wonderful.
That was good.
Turn it on.
Hi, Bill.
Hi. So anyhow,
Come on in. Come on in.
Come on in. Hi, Dad.
So, Bill,
okay, Roy.
how long have you known Roy?
Show me that picture again. Okay, that's like Dirk's dad, huh? I've known Roy. Roy and I have been very close for, boy, going on 1948. First time I ran into Roy, and we've been very close friends ever since. In fact, there he is. But does he know this is happening?
Yeah, but he's not supposed to.
a roll of film here.
Well, just want to say I've known Roy a long time, and it's good to see him go. I mean, no, it's nice that he's finally taking some time to himself. That whole family has given a lot, and it's time that they can go do something for themselves. But I know we'll see him around forever. Oh, of course. Who happens to walk in?
You know, yes. I have to go turn this in anyway, so I'm gonna cut out right
Get
now.
out!
Bye, Roy.
It's a big secret.
This is the cleanest I've ever seen this place.
Hi.
And that was Roy there. So.
What do you think of when you think of Roy?
What do I think of when I think of Roy? I think of a Mickey Mouse tie. He's never worn anything else, as far as I know.
Is he really?
Little tie with little Mickey Mouse on it, and
it's brown.
And I have never.
It's blue.
It's blue.
Maybe it's
blue.
Jenny's colorblind.
Jenny's colorblind. It's a blue tie with
Navy
Mickey Mouse
blue
on it.
with little red Mickeys.
It's exactly it. Well, that's one of them. He has two Mickey Mouse ties.
Maybe it's a brown one too.
He has a brown one with Mickey Mouse too. Anything else?
If you could pick one moment or one story about Roy that you remember over the time that you've known him that most exemplifies who he is or maybe what he does for the church, what would that moment or story be?
It's when he sits down. This has only happened a couple times in the middle of the service, and all the preschool kids come up and he tells a story. That's when he's in his prime.
Thank you. What advice do you have for Roy with what he should do with his time after he retires?
Gee, what do old people do?
Get a rocking chair.
Yeah. Rocking chair. And,
Newsweek.
there you go. Become old and cranky and
soap opera.
basically hate the world. No, I think Roy should just again, take some time for himself. He's given to everybody else up to now, and go and have a ball. Go to Russia. There you go. Let's see the Soviet Union.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay,
Okay, we only have one story we want to tell.
Want to tell a story?
You want another chair? Here.
Yeah.
No, I'll sit on his lap.
Okay.
I'll sit on the edge.
Okay. That looks good, yeah.
Here, let me drape myself across him. Aw, oh, this is gonna hurt. You better not talk too long.
Careful.
Why is
We
she
have
so
a
Wait, is Gail smiling?
Are we on?
We're on.
Yes.
Okay.
You have a story.
We
yeah,
have
we have
the
a Roy
famous
story.
Roy and the Red Dress story. And we have to preface this story by saying that Gail came from a extreme fundamentalist background and had a kind of a removal from that fundamentalist background just
I was
because
kicked out.
Gail's the way she is, you know, and it's just funny. Anyway, another story. So anyway, she got the job here at the church, and we had probably performed 2 Sundays or so, and Gail was dressing before church one morning and put on this rather bright,
It was red
loud,
and it had fish all over it, this dress, and it wasn't real short, but
it was
I
short
mean,
enough.
It was short enough, but
You know.
but the church I came from, you know, you all had to not only wear very pristine up to here and down to here and down to their dresses, but they all had to be made, you know, by the same maker and look like you were all should be in Country Living magazine with an apron.
Right. So she's coming to me saying, "Is this okay? Can I wear this?" And I said, "It's the Methodist Church. I mean, you can wear anything you want if you wanted to." And
Don't look at
looking at our interviewer here. Anyway, so
boxer shorts.
you know, Gail was still very nervous all the way to this, you know, the sanctuary, and Morning Glory performed, and we did okay, and we were standing on the steps, getting ready to leave, and Roy walks up and quietly took Gail by the hand and said, "We don't wear things like that here at the United Methodist Church."
Oh, ground, open up and swallow me! I'm going to hell.
I proceeded to see Gail turn white and slowly sink into a faint upon the ground, and then he started laughing. He said, "Just kidding!"
But he waited long enough before he said that until I looked like I was going to throw up or pass out or something, and he kind of had this very straight face, and then he went.
Did you prompt that? Did you tell him?
No, not at all. I mean, when I heard him do it, I went. So that's our famous Roy in the red dress story.
And even the other day in executive staff, I said something like, "Well, you know, I think we all have our own little special Roy Damonte story." And in front of the whole staff, he looked up at me and said, "Short red dress." And they all went, "What?"
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think we're running out of battery.
We're making a tape for Roy. The second, right. We're going to show it. We're going to make a short one for the second. And we've interviewed kids and adults and junior highs.
Which don't count as either one.
And we have some pretty just basic questions we're asking people.
Oh, okay.
Just to, you know, how long you've known Roy, what, you know, do you think he's contributed to Christian education, things like that. We'll ask you some questions. Unless you have something, you know, specific
No,
that
that's
you want
fine.
to tell a story or anything.
Yeah, and then you're editing, I assume.
Right, we're editing a lot. It's almost 2 hours probably by now. So we'll be editing. So maybe we can start out with, maybe you could describe how long you've known Roy, or maybe your first memories of Roy, what first struck you about Roy.
Well, I've known Roy for probably 10 years. And my first thought about a Damonte really was Mary, because I remember the day that I took Lacey to first grade for the first time, to go to first grade Sunday school. And Mary took her in with loving arms, all kicking and screaming of her. And from that day, I had a very soft spot for Mary. So along with that shared soft spot, Roy gets in on some of that too.
What do you think that Roy has contributed to the church or Christian education? What in your mind sticks out?
I think some of the most important things that he's contributed have to do with his love of people, his love of children. I think it's so impressive that he really knows the names of so many of the children here, probably nearly all of them. And he doesn't seem to me to know those names as a memorization technique, but rather because he really cares about them and loves them. And that love comes through, and it's appreciated by children of all ages here. And their parents.
How would you describe Roy to somebody who didn't know him?
I would say that Roy is a kind, considerate, loving man who goes out of his way to display those characteristics or those traits to the people he's with. He has a great sense of humor, and he perseveres.
Good. What's your advice to Roy as to what he should do with his time after he retires?
Just relax.
What if you could pick pick a story or anything about Roy that you think of that sort of exemplifies Roy? Is there anything that comes to mind?
A story, a moment, a characteristic.
Well, I think rather than a story, one thing would be his handling of the Education Commission, because he's done that an awful lot of years. He's dealt with a lot of different personalities through that period of time that he's been in charge of it. And Roy has a way of getting through those meetings with everyone at the end, coming out at the end, feeling they've accomplished something and feeling that they're valued. And I'm sure there are many, many times he's been very, very frustrated in those meetings, and he never shows it.
Thank you very much. I
Okay,
think
that's
that's all.
all we had. Did you have anything you wanted?
Happy retirement, Roy.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Mary.
Thank you very much.
That was good.